It's time for our daily dose of cope. And here we have Chichi Kachiyama. She has another new hairstyle. And the face that she's eating is saying, I voted for this. Why is this happening to me? To me. So we have some MAGA supporters that jumped onto a Donald Trump post. This looks like it might be a Facebook post. So this person named Scrimpin says, each and every day I lose more and more respect and trust in you. I'm not fighting in a war that has nothing to do with me. Keep me and my fellow Americans the same age as me out of a war. Let Iran and Israel deal with it. But to that I say, I believe that MAGA and MAGA family members should be the ones that are fighting in this war, because they literally did vote for this. Fitz says, I'm conservative. You're gambling with World War III with Iran. Tariffs are at an all-time high, destroying our middle class, and you are taking away renewable energy incentives. And to that I say, yes, this is what you voted for, and this is what we all get. Jaeger Vibe says, Mr. President, I voted for you, believed in what you can do for America, and please, for the love of God, don't work with greedy Zionists. Don't give Israel what they want. Netanyahu is taking advantage of you. You're the president of the United States. You're better than them Zionists. They hate us Goyim. They don't care about us. Just read their Talmud for the start. So they are starting to feel a little something. Just a little something. We'll see if this does continue down this line. This one is a wild one, but I could probably see this coming. Candace Owens is a grifter, and that's pretty much it. She says that she's embarrassed that she supported this whole movement, supported Trump and MAGA and all of that. And I could probably see that coming, especially since she got fired last year. So we probably did see this coming. But just a reminder before I get into this article, the whole just cheesing and, she was real loud and proud early on before all of this happened with Iran and Israel and her getting fired. Here's the article. Conservative commentator Candace Owens said Tuesday she's embarrassed after campaigning for Trump during the 2024 presidential election cycle. He's been a chronic disappointment, and I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening, Owen says during an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored. So she helped usher this in, but she's trying to be on the right side of history. So now, as a grifter, and she is much younger than Trump, she knows that her brand is going to be tarnished by this. Owens was a staunch supporter of Trump during his first White House bid and spoke highly of the leader after his exit from the Oval Office. However, she's criticized his recent decision to engage in the Israel-Iran conflict. Over the weekend, B-2 bombers from the United States struck 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities, furthering Israel's effort to weaken the country's weapon development. This was not Trump's decision. It was Bibi Netanyahu's decision, Owens told Morgan, referring to Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And that is the reason he did it. We're very aware that Israel is dictating our foreign policy, and we'd like that to stop. At this particular juncture, he's going to do what he wants to. He doesn't have there's not going to be any real consequences because our Congress isn't doing anything about it because so many of the MAGA Republicans are kissing the ring. She said there was no imminent threat to the United States, slamming Trump's Sunday strikes, while Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and others have alleged Iran was nowhere near obtaining nuclear weapon capability, which the president adamantly denied. I don't care what Gabbard, said. I think they were very close to having one, Trump told the reporters Tuesday on Air Force One. And remember during his press conference right before he went off to NATO and how he dropped the F-bomb. So presidential. So the Iran-Israel situation has him losing Candace Owens. Now the ICE situation has him losing Joe Rogan. And this picture right here, man, his makeup just really irks my soul. The fact that he's so brown right here and so white right there, like nobody just helps him. And I'm glad because he literally looks a fool. But it's so brown. It looks like mud. Anyways, this says Joe Rogan. It says Trump's ICE raids are effing nuts. Podcaster Joe Rogan criticized Trump's mass deportation policies in a recent podcast episode as immigration raids continued to sweep the country. Immigration raids took place across LA earlier this month, resulting in mass demonstrations across the city. In a podcast episode that aired last week, Rogan said that those raids were effing nuts and questioned whether Trump would have won the election if he said that this is how the administration would carry out deportations. What? If he would have won, he literally told people what he was going to do. I have to keep coming back to this picture with all of these signs. He said he was going to get rid of the criminals first. And when he said the word first, there should have been some kind of inclination that there was going to be a second and third and all of that. He said bloody mass deportation. He repeated that several times. What about this situation did these people not hear? I do have to come back to this woman's picture and do a close-up for no particular reason, just to do it. Rogan endorsed Trump in the 2024 election, but has been critical of some of his policies since beginning his second term. He has also pushed back on Trump's immigration policies, saying previously that deporting migrants to El Salvador was horrific. The Trump administration, if they're running and they say, we're going to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at construction sites, I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. Yes, they would have. They would still have signed up for it because so many people are like, yeah, let's get rid of all of them. They said they were getting rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? So if there is the word first there, that means that there is something that is second, third, and fourth. He says, and now we're seeing like Home Depot get raided. Like, that's crazy. Many of the Los Angeles protests took place after ICE immigration and customs enforcement officers conducted a raid outside of a Home Depot in the area. Rogan also criticized a law enforcement officer for hitting an Australian reporter with a rubber bullet during the LA protests, saying, that was insane. That was like insane, man. Some social media users roasted Rogan for his criticisms of the raid, saying that this is what he voted for. PSA, you were warned, Joe, yet you signed up for it, the Tennessee Holler wrote on X. And then the Republicans against Trump says, when you lose Joe Rogan. So yeah, this is precisely what they signed up for. Former U.S. Representative Joe Walsh also weighed in. Hey, Joe Rogan, he ran on mass deportations. What do you think mass deportations meant? And U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell wrote, correct, Joe Rogan is absolutely right. No one signed up for ICE raiding Home Depot. This is not correct. This is what he signed up for. Now, this is from the You Voted For That subreddit. They titled this one, they voted for Trump based on educated facts. Now family and friends are turning their back on them. FAFO. Miles says, I voted for Trump. I did with very educated facts, not media reasons, not socially acceptable goals. I have family I love that have made posts and or liked said posts that have said they will remove me from their life. Friends that have posted that they will remove me from their life. It absolutely hurts me deeply that they apparently think I'm not a good person. I walked away from my own life, my entire personal life, for family. I voted for Trump. Delete me for doing it, I guess. If you truly know me, my heart's bigger than yours. What does this even mean? I have no idea what this means, but his heart is bigger than theirs. Miles is losing family. So many people are losing family over voting for this person because people are starting to see the consequences of their votes. Wow. Okay. Now to this post. Tariffs were another campaign promise of Donald Trump. He talked about tariffs while he was campaigning, and he did this during his first term. Farmers were harmed during his first term, and they still went hard for Trump this time around. And lo and behold, the tariffs are harming their business. But now we have a Republican that is trying to shield them from some of the consequences of their actions. So this says, Letlow files bill that would help farmers hit by trade-related losses. Let's look at this real short article. A bill filed by Congresswoman Julia Letlow aims to create a fund to help farmers who experience trade-related losses. Letlow's office said the dedicated fund, referred to as Tariff Responses and Damages to Exports, or Trade Fund, would allow the presidential administration to deposit revenue from tariffs on foreign agricultural products into an account to offset farmers' losses. I don't understand why farmers should have some of their losses offset when other sectors are still being harmed by the votes that the farmers did. The farmers should have to face some of the consequences of their votes. As Trump works to fix unfair trade practices, I'm moving to make sure our farmers receive the support they need. This bill would dedicate money collected from tariffs on foreign ag products to American farmers. Our farmers are the lifeblood of Louisiana and our nation, and I'll have their back every step of the way as Trump works to create a level playing field with our trading partners. So many of these people carve out exceptions for these people, and it's not deserved because this is what these people voted for, knowing what he campaigned on. So I believe that they should face some of the consequences of their votes. But you would have to weigh in and let me know what you think about that.
I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.